Good afternoon, everybody. Or for those of you that stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning to watch the Red Sox, good morning to you.
Yeah, I'm still up.
You are still up?
I'm still up.
You powered through?
Yeah, you know, I was like, hey, what's 7.5 hours of baseball? I got to be up in another 3. I might as well stay up.
Might as well coffee up and stay through it. Good powering through. It is That Wrestling Show. We are back here for another edition. I am Mike Wendt. Of course, you NESN viewers know me from your every Saturday morning ritual of Wicked Bites. It's on Saturday mornings at 9:30 right here on NESN. Liam, tell them we are.
I was going to say, are we competing with you right now?
No. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're after. I am Liam Stryker of the New Age Insiders. You can find me every Wednesday night at newageinsiders.com.
Live wrestling talk on newageinsiders.com.
Yeah.
And breaking news, which we will talk about later in the show.
Oh, yeah.
But today,
it's been a gem.
It's been an interesting couple of weeks in the world of professional wrestling, especially when it pertains to WWE. But what we're really talking about here, what I feel I wanted to focus, and honestly the real reason we are sitting here today talking to you is because Sunday is WWE Evolution pay-per-view, the first in the company's all-women's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So
yes, it is a very historic event.
Yes.
It is the first time that women will be the only participants in the ring.
It's true. And apparently on the commentary team as well.
Michael Cole's going to be doing commentary.
Oh, is he going to be there?
Yeah,
he's going to be holding their hand a little bit?
Yeah, he's going to be doing play-by-play.
Way to go. Anyhow, but they got Beth Phoenix and Renee Young to do it with them.
Yes, correct.
That's good. So that's kind of like the Mae Young Classic team.
Yeah.
Right,
yes.
Cool. Which we will talk about as well. But let's get right into the show because, as I mentioned, this show is really the only reason we are sitting here today talking to you guys. We have WWE Evolution, and we're going to kick it off with the Battle Royal.
Yeah, the historic women's battle royal.
Everything about this show is historic.
Right. WWE, you gotta stop with the names.
Yeah, historic.
Yeah, like
historic.
Stop it. It's the historic women's battle royal because it's the first battle royal to ever happen in an all women's pay-per-view.
Right.
Only with
even
women.
though we had women's battle royals in the past
and women's Royal Rumbles at this point.
And Royal Rumble, but
Yeah.
we got to just add history to this. It's a history-making event. Let's move past that.
But it's a great idea. It's great because this gets a ton of the women on the show.
Well, when they said, Stephanie made the announcement months ago about this show, and she laid it down that there would be 50 women involved in the show. And to me, I was like, 50? Really?
Yeah.
That's going to dig deep into the bench roster.
Yeah, that's it's exciting. I'm really glad that they're going to go for that number. There are enough women that have been in and out of this company that I think a lot of people would be excited to see if they were here. Some of the names that have already been announced.
They've announced 21 of them.
Right. And so you have Tori Wilson and Alundra Blaze and Ivory, and Molly Holly. And so it's like, those are names that you're really excited to see. And I think it's really good to get them on this show. And they deserve it because much like a lot of people want to give, Sasha and Charlotte and Bliss and Becky and Bayley all the credit for where they are now. Without a Alundra Blaze, without a Molly Holly, you don't get here.
Right, exactly.
And so with Trish and Lita being on this show, you want to pay homage to all of the women that did help you get here.
Plus, like I said, when you lay claim you're going to have 50 women on a show, you're going to need to dig into the back roster. So they have announced 21 women. I don't know if it's going to be a 25-woman battle royal. I'm guessing a 30-woman battle royal just because it's a nice round number. The names that have been announced: Asuka, Naomi, Carmella, Nia Jax, Ember Moon, Dana Brooke, Lana, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Tamina, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Alundra Blaze, Ivory, Molly Holly, Kelly Kelly, Maria Kanellis, and Zelina Vega. Those are the 21 that have been announced.
Right.
Now let's talk about possibles.
Okay.
I have a list of names that I like to go over. Right off the bat, because she's not doing anything, Brie Bella.
Yep.
I think she's probably going to show up in the Battle Royal.
Probably.
Along with her sister later on in the show.
Yeah.
Layla from
Lay Cool.
Lay Cool, exactly. Why not? Melina was rumored to have a match on the show earlier against Naomi, but that got changed.
Right.
We could still see her. She's still working heavily in the independents.
Yep.
Maurice.
Yep.
Not announced for anything. Hasn't been on TV for a while. Why not throw her in the Battle Royal? Got to pad that roster. Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think?
I don't think she'd do it. She's too...
She hasn't really said what she's going to be doing.
I think that she's just going to come out.
She's going to do the Vince thing?
She's going to do the Vince thing.
Welcome to Evolution.
Yeah, that's literally what's going to happen.
All right, fair enough. I've been a huge fan of her from Jump Street, and I was very excited when she came back for the Mae Young Classic, Caitlyn.
Yep. Yeah.
I was really impressed not only with how she's improved, but just like her overall performance in the Mae Young Classic. She got knocked out in the second round, but looked even better than when she wrestled before.
Right. She was definitely one of the people that was better on the roster, and they didn't know what to do with her, and they didn't care about the women's wrestling at that point.
Also, if you've watched any of the WWE Network, she had some personal problems.
Yeah, right.
Bad marriage, alcoholism, etc., etc.
So
she's cleaned up, looks great.
Yeah.
Wrestling her ass off, she's doing well.
She was doing well. It was really good to see. It was really nice to see. There are definitely, she's on the list of people that I would like to see. There's somebody that's very closely tied to her that I would like to see, but
I think she's down there too.
We're gonna get there.
I have two subsections of my possibilities. Another possibility, Candice Michelle.
Okay.
I actually had Candice Michelle and Victoria back to back because Candice Michelle actually wrestled her retirement match against Victoria at House of Hardcore.
Okay.
But who's to say? She never retired from WWE, pal.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And why not? You come in for a few seconds.
And Shawn Michaels is proving that might not even be true.
Again, we'll get there. So I think those are realistic possibilities.
Yeah.
Then we move on to NXT. This one I think is a shoo-in because she was front and center at the announcement, Nikki Cross.
Yes.
I think she has to be in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that. She was the one I kept focusing on because they were on Raw, and it was Stephanie, Triple H, and Vince in the ring, and they're making the announcement. They bring all the women forward, and Nikki Cross is just sitting there kind of bouncing up and down, smiling, and I'm like,
yeah, being her psycho
I'm
self.
like, what's she doing on Raw?
Yeah.
But this is happy to see her.
Yeah, Nikki Cross is a great person. There's a bunch of people down in NXT that I think will likely be in this just because it's like, hey, get in there, kid.
Exactly.
Even somebody like Mai Kim, who just joined the Performance Center.
Right.
She's not she's a former Knockouts champion for TNA, so having her get in there, that's not something that it's foreign to her.
The other ones I had were Lacey Evans and Candice LeRae, just because they're they've proven themselves down at NXT to be good hands.
Chelsea Green just signed.
Did she?
Yeah, so she debuted on NXT I think last night, either at a live event or on actual taping. But
big fan of what she did in TNA.
Yeah, so she's here, and so it would be kind of cool to just throw her in, just to kind of get people excited about her.
Again, it's one of those things it's one of those everybody in the pool type of matches. So there's no bad choices.
Right, and we had this conversation with when the Royal Rumble for the women came up last year, because Asuka still had the undefeated streak at that point, and nobody loses a Battle Royal or a Royal Rumble. Someone just wins. Right. So if you throw somebody like a Chelsea Green in there, you get to show her off to the audience. Hey, look at this shiny new toy, and then go find her on our other programming.
Gotcha.
And so that's kind of what I hope for.
It's not a bad way to debut a character either.
Right. Most characters debut in wrestling in battle royals.
Sure.
For that reason.
And also, she's not brand new. Wrestling fans know who she is, even to the point she was on Tough Enough the last season.
Right.
So that they're familiar with her.
Right.
Now my long shots.
Oh man, and we're gonna get to her, but there's one woman I want so bad.
I have a few long shots. My first long shot, I thought immediately when I saw Alundra Blaze, was Bull Nakano.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
She's retired. She's a professional golfer now in Japan.
Oh, that's cool.
50 years old, still in tremendous shape.
Yeah, bring her out.
She's a tremendous athlete. I would love to see Bull Nakano, especially just for that one moment, that one Avengers moment where it's Alundra Blaze and Bull Nakano head to head.
That'd be cool.
Another long shot I had was Mrs. CM Punk.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking forward to.
AJ Lee.
I would love AJ Lee to be there. Up until Nikki Bella, she was the longest reigning Divas champion.
Right.
So she does have a lot of not necessarily pull, but she has a lot of prominence in your women's division, and it will be a shame.
The pop will be huge
if she gets.
I mean, that would be one of those blow the roof off type of pops.
Right. And again, you're asking her to come in a battle royal.
Again,
it's not.
You're not asking her to win. You're not asking her to sign a long-term deal. Hey, show up. It'll be fun. Here's a paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have a little bit of fun, especially because she was really one of the people that spearheaded the revolution of this in reality.
Right, in reality, and again too, because she was. I think that. She's not as good as the women that are currently on here either, but she's one of those women that was like, no, I'm a wrestler.
Right.
I'm a wrestler first and this diva second. And I want to be treated like the men.
There was a few back then. It was her, it was Caitlyn, Paige was just coming in at that time,
right.
that were a little bit ahead of what we have now. So they were ahead of the time a little bit. And if they had stayed with it, I mean, granted, the personal issues that she has with the company aside, if they had stayed with it a little bit longer, they would fit in perfectly right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we're seeing with Caitlyn, Paige, if she wasn't injured, was getting along great with the company.
Yeah, right.
So hopefully, yeah, I'd love to see her. Another long shot, Mrs. Lesnar.
I know, she's not coming.
Sable.
We have one video of her powerbombing Mark Miro. The rest of it is handprints on boobies.
Let's be honest, though. Sable's going in the Hall of Fame next year.
I hope so.
I mean, who else is left from the females attitude era? I mean, besides China.
Besides China, that's it.
So they got to bring her back into the fold somehow.
I know, you're right. Look,
that would be wonderful.
Having Sable be a part of this is
Liam, are you ready for the grind?
Yes, yeah.
I think it'd be wonderful. Another long shot, only because she's retired and said she's retired. Gil Kim.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Kitchen Impossible.
Yep, Restaurant Impossible. What is it? Robert Irvine.
Robert Irvine.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd love to see her. I mean, again, she would fit in great.
Yeah. The thing with Gail Kim is she did and like she's awesome, and I'd love to see Gail Kim. But Gail Kim is did all of her stuff in TNA.
She did.
She was like not.
Well, it was one of those things that the more you read into Gail Kim, it sounded like there was just a lot of friction between her and the office, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why it was just easier for her to work over in TNA.
Right.
Is what it is. My final long shot, and I really hope this happens. Eva Marie.
All read everything, baby.
All read everything. Come on.
It would be great.
You thought the boos that rained down over Roman Reigns, we'll talk about Roman in a little bit, but you thought the boos that rained down over Roman Reigns after beating The Undertaker, imagine if Eva Marie comes into the Battle Royal and wins, because she would.
Yeah, I would love, like, even if she's not in it, just have her music hit like it's going to, and then just be like, oh, she had a wardrobe malfunction and she can't come.
Perfect. I would accept that. I would accept that. Who do you got winning the Battle Royal? Because the winner of the Battle Royal gets a future Women's Championship match.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be someone like a Dana Brooke, a Nia Jax, or an Ember Moon.
I had Nia Jax or Ember Moon. I'm hoping for Ember Moon.
Yeah.
I think she's primed to have that spot.
Yep.
She's on SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Ember Moon?
Yeah. Is Ember blue or red?
She's Raw.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, there's got to be something that after we get to the championship match that has to separate Becky and Charlotte for a minute.
Yeah.
Right. So I was thinking maybe that, but we'll see how that goes. But Ember Moon would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a fantastic.
But also, don't discount Naomi, because Naomi wins these things.
She does. And my first thought, my gut reaction went to Asuka. But then I'm like, we played this story out.
Yeah, right.
We already did it at the Royal Rumble. It's literally that match.
I would love, and she's a long shot, so it's not going to happen. But yeah, you know what would be cool? Like a returning AJ Lee wins this to then face Charlotte or Becky Lynch. That'd be cool. You know, like I wouldn't mind one of these like surprise returns.
One of the returns. So Sable.
Yeah, Sable.
So we're gonna have Mrs. Brock Lesnar with the women's title and Brock with the Universal title.
Look, I didn't want that until right now. But
best possible option. All right, so I think we're both going with Ember Moon on that one.
Yeah.
The next matchup is a 6-woman tag match: the Riot Squad versus apparently best friends Natalya, Bayley, and Sasha Banks.
Yeah, this is just. I feel like we've been doing this 6-way dance for 2 months now.
We have been, actually.
In
one form or another.
The Riot Squad's got to win.
It's the Riot Squad's match to win.
They got to win.
At this point.
They got to win.
The hodgepodge team can't really come together on this.
Yeah, well, and the Riot Squad keeps losing.
There is that, too.
And
they are an actual team.
Yeah, so I think Sarah Logan is great. I really like her. She's probably my favorite out of the 3.
Okay.
And I just want to see them actually start to win because they're quickly falling in my eyes.
Okay. I agree with you. I would definitely put them down for the win as well. Next up, this match recently got changed, as of yesterday, actually. Trish Stratus and Lita versus Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss is out, Alicia Fox is in.
Yeah, there's no point in doing this match as constituted now.
Because the whole thing was about Alexa Bliss's animosity with Trish Stratus.
Right. So what you do is you ditch Alicia Fox and Bliss and just make it a triple threat between Trish, Lita, and Mickie James.
Here's my thought on continuing this match forward. This match, because it's the only actual tag team match on the show, Are they going to institute the women's tag team championships around this match?
I doubt it.
There was, if you believe the internet, reports that the WWE was actually passing out signs to a section of people at SmackDown saying, we want women's tag championships.
That's weird.
Thoughts?
I don't think it's true.
Okay. Again, it was on the internet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced them at this show, but they are not going to crown them at this show.
See, the only thing I thought was that's why they made this a tag match, because if they were going to institute it, why not put it on Trish and Lita and have them be the first ones, give them a little bit of a 2-month run up to Survivor Series or something like that.
I mean, that would be cool. It would be fun.
And that'd be a way to do it.
I just don't,
because they've been having a lot of randomly tagged together matches. Like Asuka and Naomi can't go out alone anymore.
Yeah, they're tag team.
They're a tag team now, and apparently best friends as well.
Yeah, everybody's a best friend.
Everybody's best friends. You know what I mean, though?
Bayley and Sasha are a tag team.
And best friends.
And the Riot Squad are tag team and best friends.
Best friends.
Yeah, so you're right.
Thanks. Thoughts?
Maybe. Oh, maybe. And even Tamina and Ember Moon. They're best friends.
They are best friends and a team.
So.
I got Trish and Lita. Go on.
I got Trish and Lita.
All right, moving along.
Especially now that Alexa Bliss isn't in the match.
Yeah, she's going to be in the corner. But okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. Because this was one of the things that kind of bugged me, because it came out yesterday. It bugged me because I had already sent in our sheet.
Yeah, right. All the graphics were made.
So luckily we got in here. We were able to switch some things up. But it bugged me because we've known about her injury for over a month now.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, no, she'll be fine, she'll be fine, she'll be fine. And it's like, okay, last minute, no, she's out.
I don't know if you know this, but WWE, they're not doing a great job of seeing the problem and then avoiding it, and instead are crashing head on to it. It just seems to be
Liam, whatever do you mean?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's later in the sheet.
Oh, it is.
It is. Yeah, so that was my gripe with it. And like we said, the whole thing based on Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. Now it's like, okay, well, now you're in the corner.
Yeah.
Don't get physical.
Right, and you're not going to triumph over your person that you
absolutely not.
So Trish and Lita got to win.
Obviously.
And they got to beat the captain, Alicia Fox, who is hilarious, by the way.
I love Alicia Fox. Nothing against Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
She is one of the shining examples of how great a character can be if they just let them go.
Yeah, because she is clearly just doing her own thing, and it's amazing. But Alexa Bliss, that's your shining star. Right? The unfortunate thing is that as great as a lot of the women on here are, your best woman is Alexa Bliss. Mm-hmm. She's it, and it's really unfortunate that she's.
Oh, it just sucks that she's injured.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no fault of anybody's. You can't blame booking. You can't blame that. I just would have liked them to, do it a little bit further back.
Yeah,
or
see the crash coming and avoid it.
It feels like we're leading to something. All right, so we both got Trish and Lita, who again are best friends.
Best friends.
The Mae Young Classic Finals. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. Shirai. Io Shirai. I got the first name down. Io Shirai versus Toni Storm.
Yeah, I love Toni Storm, man.
She is wonderful.
She is awesome. She's a longtime veteran of Progress. Mm-hmm. Progress is British wrestling, British strong style. Their logo looks like the Shield logo, not the wrestling one, but the Marvel Comics one. It's weird because we have to talk about that. It's either the Shield, the wrestling, Shield, the TV show, or Shield, the comic book. So this one is the comic book.
So they look like
it's like an eagle.
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield.
Okay.
Agents of Shield. And so she's fantastic.
She is.
She's absolutely fantastic. I expect her to win this. She is going to be she's a huge pickup for the entirety of the WWE Women's Division.
I don't know what it is, but I really enjoyed this year's Mae Young Classic more than last year's.
I think that the women were better this year. Not to say that there were, everybody was a slouch last year, but I think that they had a bunch of kinks. They had a lot of people that might not have wanted to participate.
Right.
And I feel that the top shelf talent wanted to participate this year.
And what I'm seeing also is a lot of them are actually part of the NXT UK brand.
Right. So there's that. There's also the fact that you look at it and you have the first Mae Young Classic, and everybody's just like, oh, women's wrestling, yay, women's wrestling, right? And so now you spend a year caring about these women on the independent circuit, right? So you're not walking into this year's Mae Young Classic completely blind. People don't know who, at the time, a Piper Niven is last year, but now you get to know, you are looking out for a Toni Storm and hoping she's in it this year. So you're more familiar with the field a little bit, and I think that goes a long way too.
So I think we're on the same page. We're going with Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's the Mae Young Classics finals. Have you watched all of them?
I haven't watched all of them. I'm a little bit behind.
Okay.
But
we talked a little bit because we mentioned Caitlyn earlier, and it's been better women's wrestling, I feel.
Again, I think that a lot of the more top shelf female talent.
Deonna Purrazzo was fantastic. I'm looking forward because she's also signed.
Right.
So she's going to be on NXT.
Right.
And actually, she's probably one that I probably should have included. She's probably going to show up in the Battle Royal.
Probably. But, and again, I go back to the women, the top shelf independent women joined this time.
Right.
And so that made a huge
They
difference.
made it a priority as well.
Right.
As opposed to, that's WWE, we're real wrestlers over here.
You
They
know,
actually made it a priority because they saw what they were trying to do.
Right, and WWE treated the women right in the Mae Young Classic last year. So it's, okay, I'm not going to go there and I'm not going to be made fun of and I'm not, I'm going to be able to go and then leave.
Right.
I'm not going to have to necessarily be a part of the brand now.
What was canceled, so we took it off the sheet here, but there was going to be the NXT UK Women's Championship match, but they realized that they hadn't aired the shows yet. So we had to pull that one, but watch it on the WWE Network. So next up is the NXT Women's Championship. The champion, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler.
These two women
They've
are
been
great.
doing this forever, but it's not getting tired.
It's really good. They're both really good. Shayna Baszler is 1,000,000 times better than I thought she would be.
I was surprised. I mean, this is a rematch not only of their last takeover, but of the first Mae Young Classic.
Right.
The story these two have told has been incredible.
Right.
And Shayna Baszler, not just the in-ring stuff.
Right.
Because, okay, she comes from MMA. She's part of Ronda Rousey's 4 Horsewomen.
Yeah.
The character that she developed is incredible.
Right.
She has done a hell of a job on NXT.
At the New Age Insiders, we call her Girlberg.
Very nice.
We call her Girlberg because that's kind of who she is. She is that Brock Lesnar. She's that Brock Lesnar. She's that Goldberg.
She's that legit badass chick.
Yeah, she's a badass fighter. She's kind of what we all expected Ronda Rousey to be. Ronda Rousey.
I think I've said this almost every show.
Right. Ronda Rousey's still just kind of happy to be here.
Right.
Whereas Shayna Baszler is just like, no, I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight you and I'm going to beat you up because I like doing that because I'm a fighter. And so it's cool to watch. She's awesome. You're right about the Mae Young Classic. This is a rematch from that
final.
That final last year. So it's really, really good. Kairi Sane is a ton of fun.
She is.
As a pirate.
She is.
She's just a pirate.
The pirate princess versus the Queen of Spades.
Yeah, it's really fun. Now we can start to talk about this. The 4 Horsewomen of Charlotte's and the 4 Horsewomen of Ronda Rousey's. I expect to be on this show. There is going to be a segment in which all 8 women are going to be together at some point.
Now, and here's my problem, because this leads into, first of all, who do you got?
I think Shayna Baszler recaptures the NXT Women's title.
I agree with you. And this bleeds into the next match with SmackDown Women's Championship, last women's standing match, Becky Lynch and Charlotte.
Yeah.
This is why I was kind of hoping that there would be some separation, because you want to see the 4 Horsewomen of MMA versus the 4 Horsewomen of WWE at Survivor Series.
Right.
But we got to get these two apart.
Right.
Because next Tuesday they can't be best friends again.
Oh, right.
They have been at each other's throats. They're having a last woman standing match. This has become a blood feud.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This is not just a competition for the title.
Right.
This is, I hate you, you hate me. We used to be friends, but now...
Yeah, right.
You know?
Right. I think that there's some dynamic storytelling that I think you can do here, which WWE is lacking in, ironically, spades. They're lacking in the ability to tell creative stories, and you have a potential to do that because...
Ronda's 4 Horsewomen getting together would be no problem.
No problem.
Because they're all in NXT, except for Ronda.
Right.
So that's just, all the friends showing up.
Right. And so...
The other 4 are kind of a hodgepodge.
Having the inner turmoil of this one team Can they come together to face Ronda Rousey and her team? Well, now that's dynamic storytelling. It's not, we're a group of friends, and we're a group of friends, and we're going to fight.
Yeah, but that's how everything is played out.
Right, because WWE is terrible at
Friends.
Terrible at telling dynamic stories. And it's just like, yeah, have this team have a bunch of issues.
Right.
Is Becky going to join up with Charlotte? Can she forgive her? Can Bayley and Sasha, be okay with Charlotte either?
I don't know what they're doing.
They're hugging.
I don't know what those two are doing.
They're hugging.
Sure.
They're hugging.
Are they?
Sure.
Okay, this week.
They might be together. I
don't know what kind of story they're telling, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We shall see. So let's get to the last woman standing match, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, because the match itself, I think it's one of the better storylines that SmackDown has been putting out.
Yep.
It's real storytelling. There is that I hate you, you hate me.
Right.
They're playing it up in the media. They're playing it up in social media. They're not breaking this character. Becky was on Busted Open Radio on Sirius XM this week, and she's just running her down. She's like, no, this isn't about just my time and my chance. This is about her holding me back. And it's you're really leaning into this. And good for them.
Yeah, good job.
For them. Good for that
this
old
is
school
really,
storytelling.
Yeah, this is great. The last women's standings match, I'm excited to see what happens. There's so many good possibilities, especially in a first, because we hadn't seen it before.
Oh, yeah, this is historic, by the way.
Yeah, it's historic.
I don't know if you've heard that this is
historic. It's a first ever woman standing on the main roster.
Standing.
But it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be fun. There's a lot of firsts because you literally can do anything.
Right.
Anything that hasn't, there's nothing that's been done in a last woman standing match before. So let it, at least in WWE. So go for it. Go for it. See what you can do. Push the envelope and make it worth remembering.
That's where I feel, and I'm really looking forward to this. I am. I think the two of them are going to put on a hell of a match. But when they put that last woman standing thing on, it's like, is it going to live up to what we've put in our heads as expectations for a last woman standing? Because, I mean, most of us go back to the last man standing with Rock and Mankind in '99.
Yeah,
I don't see Charlotte taking 32 chair shots to the face.
Yeah.
You know
my last man standing matches always goes to Hunter and Shawn at the Royal Rumble in 2004.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right.
And so that one ended in a draw, and that's one of my favorite matches of all time. And yeah, the ceiling is so high.
There is those limitations, though,
right?
Because there is only in the day and age that we're in,
right?
And not just with women, with across the board, company wide, there is a limit on the violence that can be portrayed on television.
Right, correct. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I do think that Becky Lynch keeps the title.
Oh, I think she's holding. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know? I think that's a better story to tell at this point.
Right.
But again, I think most of us want to see the 4 horsewomen in the Survivor Series, so we somehow got to separate them for a little while.
Yeah, right.
Let them separate for a month and have, I don't know. I want to see that, and I think we've been talking about it now for since Ronda was even rumored to be signing back around WrestleMania.
Yeah, the Mae Young Classic last year.
That's right, Mae Young Classic, because they all showed up for it.
Yeah.
The first Mae Young Classic when Shayna Baszler went. Absolutely. I think Becky's gonna hang on to it as well. Which brings us to the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah.
The popcorn match.
Yep.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
This got the Today Show talking.
Yeah, of course. The unfortunate thing is that I think Nikki Bella is elevated to a level that I don't think she's quite actually at. They want you to believe that she is on the Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling in WWE. And I don't think, while she has been a part of the company for a long time and kind of carried that torch, at least in being here in presence since Trish and Lita left, all the way through to now, I just don't think that she's good enough. That being said, I do think she's going to win this match.
Wow, hot take.
I do think she's going to win this match. I think that
Liam coming out swinging.
Yeah, they don't have a picture with Nikki Bella as the women's championship. No, and it's stupid because this company, that's exactly how they think.
They just need a Photoshop of her with that belt.
They want a picture of her with that belt because they do view her as a Mount Rushmore women's wrestler for them. And because of that fact, the only belt they have of her is that stupid butterfly belt.
Sure.
And they want to erase that.
Sure. I agree with almost all your points. I feel that I agree that she's been that figurehead, that constant.
Right.
And I think she's a good enough She's definitely the better of the two Bellas.
Yes.
There is that. And as a character, I think she's very good.
Yeah.
The problem happens with the saying, and then the bell rings.
Right.
And when you're in there with Ronda Rousey, you can't. It's inconceivable.
I don't think you know how that word works.
That they would have Ronda Rousey's first loss
Right.
come at the hands of Nikki Bella.
Yeah, see, I think that's exactly what it is. Because this ends one of two ways. Either Nikki Bella screws her out of the title, or it ends with that double arm bar on both Bellas.
Well, that's just it. And they tease that, and what's going to it has to end in shenanigans.
Yeah.
There's no way. I will not stand. I will not stand for this.
Yeah.
There's no clean victory in Nikki Bella
Which is awful.
over Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not. Like, I get it.
There's nothing clean in WWE right now.
You just want to get to the next thing, don't you?
I do.
All right. So you think Nikki Bella is going to win the
I
championship?
do.
Okay. I disagree.
Sure.
I disagree.
Sure. That's the smart choice.
I disagree. My brain won't let that. I have too much common sense in my head.
Yeah.
To allow. My brain is like, no. I'm like, Nikki Bella's going to win. No.
Yeah, see, but again,
it won't compute.
Yeah, I know it won't compute, but it makes all the sense in the world. Brie Bella.
It makes no sense in the world.
Twin Magic for some reason, even though they don't
It doesn't
look
work
alike,
anymore.
Even though they don't look alike anymore.
There's been enhancements. It doesn't work anymore.
I know. Yeah, they've been upgraded.
Yeah.
Or one of them has.
So that is Evolution.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to Evolution.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't know what match I'm looking forward to. I think Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane,
Probably.
plus the Battle Royal.
The last women's standing match.
There is that. But I think when they have 9 more people to add to that Battle Royal, actually 10 now because Alicia Fox is out of it.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting to see who they pull out.
It'll be
because they have the entire roster at the moment already booked.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun.
Moving along, very briefly, we're going to comment on WWE Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
It is happening Friday.
Yep.
And I say that with a question mark.
Yeah.
Because it changes hour to hour.
So for those of you who have no idea what's going on, WWE is having Crown Jewel on November 2nd, Friday, November 2nd.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
I believe at noon time?
I believe so. It's something like that on the East Coast here. And it is supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. Now,
supposed to be. At least it was originally booked there.
It was originally booked to be in Saudi Arabia as a part of a 10 event deal with Saudi Arabia for WWE to go over there. The first one being the Greatest Royal Rumble a few months back. This is obviously the second one.
Right.
In sometimes real life events get mixed up with the television show in the world.
Sure.
There was an American reporter that was abducted and murdered by the government of Saudi Arabia.
Right.
It's a huge thing. Google it.
Yeah,
and
I guess so. We don't have to retread everything and go through all the gory details because we're trying to have a little bit of fun here. What I would suggest is that there's 2 things that if you want all the information you need on why this show is controversial, first of all, go to newageinsiders.com. It's not a cheap plug because they actually have covered the full thing extently. All of the ups, all of the downs, all the possibilities, all of the what have yous. Also, I would suggest going and checking out John Oliver's segment on Last Week Tonight on HBO, where he also covers this exact show and why this exact show is controversial. My feeling, and I've been waiting to do this just to say my piece. I don't know how I feel, but it's not good.
Yeah.
And I say that because I know the business side of it as well.
Right.
Where this was a 10-year, hundreds of $1 million deal for this company. Like they're investing a lot of their back end profits into these shows. And then when the possibility of them canceling came out, it was also revealed that they were then bumped tens of millions more dollars.
Right. And you look at it
and
where
now it's like, all right, at what point? Because here's why I'm conflicted a little bit. I don't know, because it's very easy for all of us who would never be in a situation where someone's offering us $80 million for 4 hours of work.
Yeah.
There's no situation that you or I are probably ever going to be in that. I wish, but never going to happen.
It's hundreds of thousands of dollars a minute.
And I don't know. It's very easy for us to sit here on our high horses and be like, I would say no. My principles are more valued than that. I value this over that. I don't know what I would say. And that's just being honest.
Right.
I don't know if given the evidence that we have in front of us and then this pile of money.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're talking about.
Right.
We're not talking about, booking the show. We're not talking about the matches on the show. Because at this point, that is irrelevant.
Right.
What we're talking about is putting business and a F-load of money first.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking, and that's why I can't honestly say which direction I would lean. Like, I know morally it's not right for them to be doing this.
Right.
And there's a lot of companies that have made that stance.
Yep.
A lot of companies have pulled out because there's been this new regime. Again, just go watch the John Oliver thing. He goes into all detail, all the companies that have been signing up for this new media thing. It's something 2030 happening over in Saudi Arabia where they're trying to change their image.
Yep.
They're actively trying to change their public image. Good for them on that end. But what it's done is it's almost come across as frivolous, and more of a smokescreen type of effect, where they're hiring these companies to come in, like WWE, and as we saw in the Greatest Royal Rumble, they're just doing it for the sake of propaganda.
Right.
So they're sitting there showing these great, it looks like a lovely tourist destination if you just watch those videos.
Right, exactly.
Movie theaters, Cirque du Soleil, women drivers.
Yeah, right. Everything about it is gross.
Yeah.
Just kind of going from, sitting here at a desk at NESN and doing what I do with the New Age Insiders, covering all of that stuff. I don't think it's okay. By going over, I believe that WWE is saying that it's okay to do this to the press. And that's not right.
Right.
And I think that for a company like WWE, who has built their entire image on Americana and America conquers the foreign evil, aka look at everything from Hulk Hogan and John Cena,
Which again, the John Cena stuff heavily covered in the John Oliver video.
Right. To now say that it's okay for something to happen like that with an American journalist and then go over because of money, that's not okay.
That's just it.
For me.
And they released, so the reason this has become even more prevalent in the last couple days is because WWE released their third quarter profits and all the stock stuff. And I'm not a math person. There was a lot of numbers and a lot of abbreviations that I had to Google.
Yeah, right.
And basically, one of the things I Googled, I don't have it in front of me, but it was a bunch of letters. And it said, this will affect our quarter four this. And I Googled it. And basically, the reason they're going over is because of the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because there is so much quarter four profits at stake for this company.
Yeah.
And if they don't go, it's going to affect them negatively monetarily. Right. So it's again, a very weird situation that I don't know how I would handle it. So I'm not comfortable saying, oh, well, you should, they should definitely not do it. I don't know. I don't know, because I'm not sitting in that room with that decision to be made. I don't envy them at all in this situation.
Right.
But there is a side of me that's like, yeah, I would probably do the same thing they're doing, because as they've said, they're honoring their contract. There is that, where, again, a lot of companies have pulled out.
Yep.
But they're honoring their contract, and they're honoring it for a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And they can spin it any way they want to, and they have tried to spin it. Every single TMZ has pulled Randy Orton, they've pulled Ronda Rousey. I saw JBL had an interview, and they all are sticking to the same script.
Yeah.
We're going over to stimulate change.
Yeah.
And to stimulate growth in that country.
Yeah.
And that's the part I don't like.
Right. Because that's not what this is about.
First of all, I don't expect Randy Orton to give me a straight answer, because that's not his job.
Yeah.
He's a performer. He's not a suit. But if someone just came out, like there was a conference call, a shareholders conference call the other day, that there was excerpts of it, put out there, as you do, it's public information, it's on their corporate website. But they wouldn't answer direct questions about Saudi Arabia. It was just, well, I understand it's a sensitive subject, which it is, but our statement says enough. Your statement says you're doing this because it's good business. I just want to hear somebody say it.
Right. We're doing it for the money.
We're doing it. We're fulfilling our contractual obligations. Just tell me, you're doing it because it's good for your business.
Yeah.
There's no altruistic motive here.
Yeah.
We're not trying to make change. Maybe that's a secondary thing, and it's a cool PR spin on it.
Right.
But you can't say that now anymore.
No. The big thing is going over to NewAgeInsiders.com. All the information is over there if you want to see our complete thoughts. We have several shows about it. We've covered it extensively from the jump. And
you did. You were outside the WWE corporate headquarters
outside
the day it broke. I remember you sent me the picture. I'm like, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
You're the most aggressive podcast ever.
Yes, we get down to it at the New Age Insiders.
Great statement, too. I went to WWE headquarters to get a statement on the situation, but nobody was there because it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Bravo, Liam. Bravo.
Yeah.
So that's I guess that's where I stand on Crown Jewel. I don't know where I stand on Crown Jewel. I'm probably not going to be watching it because I'm going to be in Florida enjoying myself.
Yeah.
But I just, it's at a situation where I just don't know. What I do know is that coming up next month is a bit more fun.
Yes.
Less serious stuff, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be serious action.
NXT TakeOver, War Games, and WWE Survivor Series are happening on November 17th and 18th. That wrestling show will be back here covering both those events for you. So hopefully you join us on November 17th for TakeOver, War Games, and the Survivor Series. Thank you for joining us today. Watch WWE Evolution. Tweet at myself and Liam, at Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI during the show. Let us know what you think. Let us know your thoughts on all things happening in pro wrestling. Liam, any closing thoughts?
Just because WWE might not be the best at the moment, there is other things out there in the world of pro wrestling.
Good point.
Go and check that out. Ring of Honor will be coming to Lowell within the next week or two.
They're going to be here Thursday, November 8th.
Yes. So,
that's great. I was meaning to say that.
Go up there, go and support them. They got a lot going on.
We were actually going to have somebody on the show today, but everybody's on the Jericho cruise.
Yeah, right. Everybody's
Literally.
on international waters. You can stream that on Fight TV, I believe.
Yep.
But, wrestling, even if WWE isn't the best, there is quality pro wrestling out there. I urge you to watch things like Being the Elite, follow Ring of Honor, watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, because the world of pro wrestling is larger than WWE, and it is worth checking out.
There you go. See you next month.
Bye, everybody.